In 1993, in the serene woods of Geauga County, Ohio, two newspaper carriers stumbled upon a chilling discovery: the lifeless body of a newborn baby. Who was this helpless child, forever known as Geauga Child? How did she end up abandoned in the depths of nature's embrace? For more than 2 decades, the identity of the mother remained a haunting puzzle, until modern science and unwavering determination took center stage. So get ready to unravel the enigma of Geauga's child. Picture this, a serene woodland setting, where the rustling leaves whispered secrets and nature's melodies danced in the air. But amidst this tranquil backdrop, a shocking truth emerged. The carriers uncovered the lifeless body of a newborn baby, a tiny, innocent soul abandoned and left to the elements. The community, deeply moved by this tragic find, dubbed the baby Geauga's Child, in remembrance of the location, and held a saddening funeral to honor the lost life. However, the lingering question remained: who was this child, and where did he come from? Years slipped by, and as time carried on, the chilling case of Geauga's Child grew colder, fading into the depths of obscurity. However, amidst the darkness, a relentless detective named Don Seaman emerged as a beacon of hope. Determined to crack the case, he embarked on a mission that would reshape the fate of this haunting mystery. Little did Detective Seaman know that salvation lay within the Calgary County Medical Examiner's office. Preserved within its walls were tooth buds, carefully safeguarding the DNA of the unknown baby. The key to unlocking the truth had been silently preserved, awaiting its moment to shine. But did you know that this DNA evidence was not initially suitable for comparison? It was only through the remarkable advancement of investigative genetic genealogy, inspired by the groundbreaking Golden State Killer case, that Detective Seaman found a glimmer of hope. The same method that unraveled one cold case had the potential to breathe life into another. Yet DNA hits alone could not paint the full picture of our determined detective. He would need to weave together the intricate threads of this mystery, one ancestor at a time. Detective Seaman dove headfirst into a labyrinth of interviews, delving into the lives of distant relatives and potential suspects, which leads us to this moment, where we can see two officers making their way to a woman who was about to go to work.
Yeah? Hey, how you doing? Good. Listen, the Geauga County Sheriff's Office. We just wanted to see if we could talk to you for a couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As you just saw, Gail Eastwood-Ritchey finds herself unprepared for the forthcoming confrontation, though she had an inkling that such an inquiry was imminent. Her voice and facial expressions betrayed her desperate desire to evade the impending conversation, because she knew that acquiring Ritchie's DNA will serve as confirmation that the baby belonged to her and not to a nearby relative. They then collect her DNA sample, and she is taken for an interrogation. So, what was this all about? How was this related to Geauga's Child? Well, to find out, let's now delve into the interrogation.
We don't know what was going on in your life at the time. We know that there probably weren't as many options for people at the time, and but that being said, we'd like to get your side of what happened.
More than 25 years have passed, and it's likely that Eastwood-Ritchey was eager to erase the subject from her memory. It's quite understandable that specific details, such as the exact day, wouldn't be something she consciously strived to remember.
I was at work. I was a nanny for a family in Shaker Heights. I was waiting for them to come home from school. I hadn't been feeling well at all that day. The next thing I knew, I was giving birth.
It became clear that this tragedy was born out of secrecy and desperation. Gail Eastwood-Ritchey had concealed her pregnancy from the world's prying eyes, carrying this weight alone. Unaware of her approaching delivery, she found herself unexpectedly giving birth while seated on a toilet at home, where she worked as a nanny. The shock and confusion that engulfed her at that moment were unimaginable. Filled with panic, Gail made a decision that would forever scar her conscience. She placed her newborn child in a garbage bag and concealed it within the confines of her car's trunk. Days later, she embarked on a fateful journey, driving a group of girls from her church to a weekend retreat. Seizing the opportunity, she slipped away unnoticed, leaving the bag behind in a desolate wooded area. It was there, amidst the silence of nature, that Geauga's Child met a tragic fate. The baby boy, discarded and defenseless, was found lifeless in the streets, his delicate umbilical cord still intact. The relentless wilderness had taken its toll, leaving him mutilated and missing an arm and a leg. The innocence of this precious life was crushed, devoured by animals, and left abandoned on a lonely rural road. And from what she just said, we learned that the child was not buried, hence making it easy for animals to drag it closer to the road.
Do you remember what day it was? Was it Thursday maybe or Friday?
I honestly don't remember the day or the month.
But you said you went to a weekend camp that weekend, right?
I don't know if it was that weekend. It may have been a whole week.
Okay.
The notion that the baby remained in the trunk for such an extended period is beyond difficult to fathom, considering the high risk of its discovery.
I don't know. I don't know if I was going to tell him or...
Did you think there was going to be confrontation with him when you told him?
Not in a bad way, but I've always had trouble dealing with things situations.
And if you thought the revelations couldn't get any more shocking, prepare to be astounded once again. It is utterly incomprehensible, but Gail Eastwood-Ritchey, the woman who gave birth to the baby, claims that she never even cast a glance upon the precious life she brought into this world. Perhaps, as she suggests, she has unconsciously blocked his heart-wrenching memory from her consciousness. However, the truth remains that she did indeed lay eyes upon the infant despite her astonishing denial.
I remember picking it up and placing it in the bag.
Did it actually fall into the toilet when you gave birth?
Yes.
So everything just kind of fell into the toilet?
Yes.
Okay, not onto the floor or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so the baby was actually in the toilet?
Yes.
As we observe this particular clip, the officers delicately ask a question to Ritchey, probing whether she had considered seeking medical help. Astonishingly, her response echoes a sense of helplessness and ignorance. She admits to not knowing where to turn or to whom to reach out to for assistance. Such a revelation raises a compelling thought. Could it be that she deliberately refrained from exploring this vital option? The implications are thought-provoking. It tempts us to study whether Ritchey intentionally avoided seeking medical attention, perhaps out of fear, uncertainty, or even a conscious decision to conceal her situation. At this point, the detective poses a thought-provoking question that alters the course of the case. The line of questioning persists as the officers delve further into Gail's personal journey. They inquire whether she confided in anyone, if she had shared the burden of her pregnancy with another soul. In response, she delivers a resolute and unwavering no, leaving no room for ambiguity. Judge Andre's words hinted at an even darker truth. In a shocking revelation, it came to light that Gail had been involved in a similar crime just 2 years prior.
Kind of taking a little while is, we also had a search warrant for your husband's DNA too. Okay, because we believe that he was the father as well. We had kind of connected some family members on his side of the family as well. Not as...
In 1991, in neighboring Geauga County, she had committed an equally heinous act against another innocent child. The echoes of this earlier tragedy added weight to the accusations laid at her feet, cementing the belief that Gail Eastwood-Ritchey's actions were far from impulsive or accidental. The story takes an even more bewildering turn as we learn that Gail later married the father of the newborn she so heartlessly abandoned. Together, they built a life, raising 3 adult children. How could a person capable of such atrocities find solace in the embrace of a family they had so mercilessly disrupted? In the face of such an unspeakable horror, Judge Andre delivered a resounding message to Gail Eastwood-Ritchey. In court, he expressed the profound tragedy that had unfolded, emphasizing that her newborn child had never deserved such a fate. He condemned her actions as the easy way out, highlighting her choice to discard the infant in a garbage bag, subjecting him to a cruel demise carried out by the very creatures of the wild. In the end, justice was served. The 49-year-old Gail Eastwood-Ritchey was found guilty and faced the consequences of her unspeakable crimes. She was sentenced to life in prison with a glimmer of hope for parole, a testament to the complexities and shades of the justice system. As we conclude this chapter, consider the significant influence our choices may have not only on our own lives, but also on the lives of people around us. Geauga's child will be remembered as a tragic reminder of the fragility of life, the perseverance of the human spirit, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. What are your overall thoughts and reflections on this gripping crime? And in your opinion, what measures can be taken to prevent newborn abandonment and ensure the safety and well-being of every child? Leave your answers in the comments section below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys soon.